Imagine this, a collection of 13 small colonies, with no army, barely any infrastructure, and a handful of settlers, suddenly rises to become the largest economy and most influential country on the planet. How did the United States go from almost nothing to becoming a superpower that shapes the world today? The answer is hidden in geography, people, and decisions made hundreds of years ago, but it still impacts every American today. First, the United States had a secret advantage, its geography. Fertile lands stretching from the Mississippi to the West Coast. Abundant forests, rivers, and minerals. Unlike Europe, the U.S. was relatively free from devastating wars on its soil. Imagine this. While Europe was rebuilding after centuries of conflict, the U.S. had room to grow, innovate, and industrialize without interruption. This wasn't luck, it was strategic fortune. Then came the people. Immigrants from across Europe, Asia, and beyond arrived with skills, ambition, and ideas. They were dreamers, craftsmen, inventors, and entrepreneurs. Each wave of migration brought a fresh infusion of energy, talent, and risk-taking. Think about it. The United States didn't just grow because of land or luck. It grew because people were willing to work hard, take risks, and innovate. This diversity became the backbone of an economy capable of producing industries the world had never seen. But geography and people weren't enough. The colonies had to think differently. The Revolutionary period created a culture of independence, self-reliance, and experimentation. Colonists were not bound by centuries-old aristocracies like Europe. There was no nobility dictating success. Your ambition could determine your life. This mindset planted the seeds of entrepreneurship and innovation that continue to drive the country today. Imagine living in a place where the sky isn't the limit, your ambition is. Fast forward a few decades, and the U.S. is transforming. Railroads, factories, and mass production start booming in the 19th century. Steel, oil, and agriculture weren't just products. They became engines of influence. To put it in perspective, by 1900, the U.S. was producing more steel than Britain, the empire that had dominated the world for centuries. It was clear America wasn't just catching up, it was leapfrogging the competition. But raw resources and ambition needed structure. The U.S. government implemented policies that encouraged business growth, trade, and infrastructure. Tariffs protected emerging industries. Railroads connected coasts. Banks fueled innovation. And unlike many nations, the U.S. avoided colonial wars that drained resources, allowing money, energy, and manpower to fuel domestic growth instead. By the early 20th century, the U.S. wasn't just growing. It was positioned to become a global leader. Add to this a culture that rewards innovation, risk-taking, and reinvention. From Edison's lightbulb to Ford's assembly line, American inventors didn't just solve problems, they reshaped industries. And this culture of experimentation continues today, giving birth to Silicon Valley, space exploration, and groundbreaking technologies. The foundation laid centuries ago is still driving America's influence on the world stage. So, the birth of the U.S. superpower wasn't luck. It was geography, people, ambition, and a mindset that values freedom, opportunity, and innovation. But a superpower isn't just built on history. It's sustained by money, trade, and influence. In the next module, we'll explore how America became the economic engine of the world and why the U.S. dollar rules global finance. Stay with me, because what comes next will reveal how this small collection of colonies turned into an unstoppable financial force.
The United States went from a fledgling collection of colonies to a country that dominates the global economy. But how does a nation turn ambition, resources, and people into worldwide financial power? The secret isn't just hard work. It's strategy, innovation, and influence that touches every corner of the globe. The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked America's industrial explosion. Steel, oil, railroads, and factories created jobs, cities, and wealth on an unprecedented scale. To give perspective, by 1910, the U.S. produced more steel than Britain, Germany, and France combined. The country wasn't just growing. It was building the infrastructure of global power. Imagine a small business scaling into a multinational empire, but on a national level. That's what happened here. Money makes the world move, and Wall Street became the engine that fueled American dominance. banks, investment firms, and the stock market connected capital with opportunity. Entrepreneurs could access loans, investors could fund innovation, and the economy grew faster than any country in history. By the 20th century, the US dollar became the preferred currency for global trade, cementing influence far beyond its borders. The US didn't just build wealth internally, it exported influence through trade. American goods, technology, and culture spread worldwide. And because international trade often used the US dollar, the country could shape economic rules to its advantage. It's like being the referee while also playing the game, and America played it brilliantly. Economic power wasn't just about production, it was about innovation. Ford's assembly line revolutionized manufacturing. Edison's inventions created entire industries. Each breakthrough multiplied wealth, jobs, and influence. Unlike other countries tied to tradition, America embraced risk and experimentation, a mindset that keeps it ahead even today. Even economic giants face crises. The Great Depression of the 1930s devastated the U.S., but the nation adapted, restructured, and innovated. The New Deal, industrial growth during World War II, and later policies stabilized the economy and reinforced America's global financial position. The lesson: economic power isn't just about wealth, it's about resilience and adaptability. By the mid-20th century, the United States wasn't just rich, it was the economic engine of the world, shaping trade, finance, and innovation globally. But money alone doesn't keep a superpower on top. Next, we'll explore how America's culture of innovation and technology keeps it ahead of every other nation on the planet. Stay tuned. The secrets of Silicon Valley, space exploration, and technological dominance are about to be revealed. The United States didn't just conquer land or build factories, it conquered ideas. From Thomas Edison's light bulb to Elon Musk's rockets, from personal computers to artificial intelligence, American innovation has reshaped the world. But how does one country keep reinventing the future, decade after decade, while others struggle to catch up? Innovation isn't accidental in the U.S. It's part of the culture. Americans are taught to think differently, take risks, and challenge the status quo. Consider Silicon Valley, a place where failure isn't shameful, it's a step toward success. Startups thrive because people are willing to risk everything for a breakthrough idea. This mindset has produced companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, and countless others that dominate the world today. The U.S. didn't just innovate for profit, it innovated to reshape society. Think about personal computers that put a powerful tool in every home, smartphones that connect billions of people instantly, AI and cloud computing that powers the modern economy, space exploration and satellite technology that fuels global communication and navigation. Each breakthrough wasn't just technology, it was a lever for global influence. Innovation in the U.S. isn't just about ideas, it's about execution. Entrepreneurs spot problems, test solutions, and scale them globally. Look at Jeff Bezos. He turned an online bookstore into Amazon, now a global commerce and logistics powerhouse. Or Elon Musk, who revolutionized transportation on Earth and in space. The lesson? Innovation without action is wasted potential. The U.S. built systems to reward risk and reward vision, creating a cycle that fuels its tech dominance. American innovation isn't only private. The government played a huge role. NASA, DARPA, and other agencies funded research that led to breakthrough technologies. The internet itself started as a government project before becoming the backbone of the modern economy. By combining private ingenuity with public investment, the U.S. created an ecosystem where innovation could scale faster than anywhere else. American technology isn't just domestic, it shapes the world. Software, social media, smartphones, and search engines aren't just tools. They define how people live, work, and think globally. Consider this. Facebook, Google, and Apple influence billions of lives daily. The U.S. doesn't just make products. It sets the rules for the modern digital era. Innovation has given the U.S. the tools to lead, but ideas alone aren't enough to stay on top. Culture, media, and influence amplify these breakthroughs, shaping global perceptions and trends. In the next module, we'll explore how American culture, Hollywood, music, and social trends became a force that extends its influence far beyond economics and technology. Stay with me, because the story of America's soft power will reveal how a nation's ideas can captivate the world without firing a single shot.
The United States possesses armies, money, and technology, yet its most potent weapon is culture. From Hollywood blockbusters to social media trends, American culture shapes global thinking, fashion, speech, and spending. Hollywood, a global storytelling machine, exports American values and dreams to billions, generating over $42 billion in box office revenue in 2023. From superhero epics to dramas, these stories define global aspirations, with Marvel's Cinematic Universe films alone grossing $29.7 billion since 2008. Beyond film, American music, from jazz to hip-hop, dominates global charts, and sports like NBA basketball captivate 1.5 billion international fans. Through these mediums, American ideals of freedom, individuality, and ambition become universally aspirational. Today, soft power extends to digital platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, shaping global culture overnight. These US-led platforms, with billions of users, export ideas and lifestyles that influence daily norms worldwide. America also exports knowledge. Universities like Harvard, MIT, and Stanford attract over 1 million international students annually. These students return home, spreading American influence through education and innovation, planting seeds of culture globally. Global brands like Coca-Cola, Nike, Apple, and Starbucks act as cultural ambassadors, making the American way of life accessible. When culture and commerce merge, influence becomes invisible yet unstoppable, shaping choices and behaviors without coercion. This cultural and innovative influence sustains U.S. primacy, transitioning into hard power in military and politics. The story of America's superpower status is a complex interplay of soft power and strategic might.
The United States has money, technology, and culture, but real power comes from security and strategy. From military bases to political alliances, America projects influence globally, often without firing a single shot. How does a nation maintain dominance across continents while keeping its economy and innovation thriving? The U.S. military grew from necessity. Early wars, like the Revolutionary War and Civil War, forged discipline, strategy, and innovation. Later conflicts, like World Wars I and II, transformed America into a global military leader. By World War II's end, the U.S. had a technologically advanced, well-funded, and strategically positioned military, unlike any other nation in history. Today, the U.S. has over 750 military bases across the world. These bases aren't just for defense. They act as strategic anchors, allowing the U.S. to respond to crises, influence trade routes, and maintain regional stability. This global presence ensures that the U.S. can protect its interests without needing to dominate every nation directly. Power isn't only about armies. The U.S. has cultivated alliances like NATO, trade agreements, and diplomatic networks that amplify its influence. Consider this. Even countries with large populations or resources often align with the U.S., not just because of military might, but because of strategic benefit and security guarantees. This means America often shapes global decisions without direct confrontation, a silent form of dominance. Military strength isn't just soldiers and tanks, it's tech-driven. Drones, satellites, AI, cyber defense systems, and precision weaponry allow the U.S. to maintain a decisive edge in modern warfare. This technological integration ensures that even with fewer soldiers, the U.S. can protect its interests globally while minimizing direct conflict. Here's the secret. Military and political might are most effective when combined with innovation and cultural influence. While American movies, music, and technology capture hearts, its military and diplomatic reach protect those interests. Influence is maximized when culture, economy, and security work together, creating a system where the U.S. leads in nearly every arena. By now, you've seen history, economics, innovation, culture, and military might. But what truly keeps America at the top? The answer lies in mindset, adaptability, and resilience, qualities that ensure the U.S. doesn't just rise, it stays on top. In the final module, We'll uncover what makes the United States unstoppable and what lessons any nation or individual can take from its story.
We've explored history, money, innovation, culture, and military might. But the question remains, how does the United States continue to dominate a world that's constantly changing? The answer isn't just power, it's mindset, adaptability, and resilience. Let's uncover what makes America unstoppable and what lessons you can take for your own life or business. America's strength begins with a mindset, the belief that opportunity is everywhere and hard work can create change. Unlike nations constrained by rigid systems or hierarchies, the U.S. rewards risk-taking, innovation, and ambition. Think of entrepreneurs building startups in garages or immigrants arriving with nothing but dreams. The same mindset fuels the economy, culture, and innovation today. Lesson: success often starts in the mind, and opportunity is created, not just given. The U.S. doesn't just respond to change, it embraces it. From industrial shifts to the tech revolution, America adapts faster than almost any other nation. Example: the rise of the digital economy. Traditional industries declined, but new ones, software, AI, e-commerce, exploded. Adaptability isn't just about survival. It's about turning disruption into opportunity. Another key to America's unstoppable power is diversity. People from all over the world bring ideas, skills, and perspectives that fuel creativity and problem solving. Imagine a single company relying only on one type of worker. Innovation would stagnate. America's diversity makes it resilient and endlessly inventive. Resilience is the glue holding all of America's power together. Economic crises, wars, pandemics. The nation has faced them all. Instead of collapsing, it rebuilds, innovates, and strengthens its institutions. The Great Depression, 9/11, and the 2008 financial crisis were all devastating. Yet each time, America emerged stronger. Lesson: resilience isn't just bouncing back, it's coming back smarter and better. What does all this mean for you? The story of the United States teaches three core lessons. Mindset matters. Believe opportunity exists and take action. Adaptability is key. Embrace change instead of resisting it. Diversity and collaboration fuel growth. Surround yourself with ideas and people that challenge you. These principles don't just build nations, they build personal and professional success. Power in America is not just one thing, it's a system. Geography plus people plus mindset plus innovation plus culture plus military equals an ecosystem that fuels influence across generations. And this ecosystem is self-reinforcing. Innovation drives the economy, culture spreads ideas, the military protects interests, and mindset ensures continuous adaptation. That's why, even in a world of rising powers, America remains at the top. The story of America isn't just about power. It's about vision, resilience, and the courage to keep moving forward. And here's the secret. The same principles that made a nation unstoppable can help you achieve your own success. If you enjoyed this journey, don't stop here. Like, share, and subscribe, and watch our other videos to learn the habits and strategies that separate the wealthy from everyone else. Click the link in the description to watch the full documentary series and uncover the secrets of superpower success.